we are off. Welcome to the Deep in the Woods podcast, episode 8, week 8. We just finished up at Stony Blues. I'm here with no other than Alan Hoxie.
Yeah.
He's in the house. And then our special guest of the night, Wade Benici.
Thank you, boys. I'm happy to be here.
Boy.
Okay, I probably said that wrong, but we'll roll with it. And then
You're close.
we are missing Benny, our producer, and so he is out. He's under the weather, so he will be back next week. So be lookout for that.
Excellent.
We just finished up at Stony Blues, like I said. Any storylines? What were the big storylines for Stony Blues?
Storylines. Well, it is May 2nd, 2023. Wonderful year of the, Scorpion. I don't know. I got nothing.
How many guys do we have out there?
Oh, man. It's
24?
Was it 24?
I think we
20,
once we got everyone signed in, it felt like we got to 27.
Yeah, something like that. We did have the Joker or the wild card or whatever. So Mr. Will Kochis got to play. California is the technical term.
Yeah.
But the weather was a solid 40, 38, 39, and a wonderful constant drizzle for about 15 holes. So that was...
the sun came out towards the end, kind of,
it's pretty exciting.
teased us for a second, and then went back. So
It was cold the whole time.
it was exciting, though. I'm glad we experienced that together.
No.
It was a good old fashioned Sufferfest, So, but we came out stronger because of it.
Yeah.
So
We'll go with that.
kind of go by the scoreboard. So, kind of the big winners of the night. I don't think it's really a debate at this point. Zeke and Nicholas kind of overshadowed everyone else's performance. It felt like, at least, right?
Well,
They came out and crushed it, in my opinion.
Yeah. When you beat the field by 4, you played decent.
Yeah, and it's tough to compete with that. So who got longest putt? Who took CTP? Birdie Fund, I don't think was taken, correct?
No Birdie Fund. We did have, mind you, we missed last week's podcast. Benny was, our producer, was out of the country temporarily. That is adding to his fatigue / sickness, or whatever he wants to call it, and being a wuss.
Oh, yeah, we can call him that.
Yeah, fair. So, anyway, that being said, we played at Palmer last week, and there was 5 teams that hit the Birdie Fund.
Were there? Oh, yeah, there was. You're right.
It was.
So,
it happened to turn out that there were 3 holes that were short. I shouldn't say short. Were very gettable for everybody in the field. And based on that, there were 5. I believe it was 4 or 5 teams that hit the Birdie Fund, dropping it from 180
yep.
down to.
And I want to apologize right off the bat. I, in my head, told myself to go talk about Palmer, and I went straight to Stony. And I apologize to the audience watching. I screwed up on that front. So let's talk about Palmer for a second. Birdie Fund, like we just talked about, was hit. My first hole was 18. I hit a fairly sizable putt, stuck around for the entire thing until this is going to be embarrassing, but you guys remember who hit it? It was one of the twins. No?
I wasn't there.
Yeah, Wade wasn't there.
Well, Wade wasn't there, yeah.
All I know is it was on the street, the walking path on the left side as you're walking to the basket. So it was a sizable toss. It was a 45-footer. I don't remember who hit it.
They both can putt lights out. So we'll just give them both the benefit of the doubt.
Way to
and
go.
give them both it.
Yeah.
And then I took the CTP. It was on hole 3. 3, I believe. Is that hole 3?
Yes, that's the really small. Have you played Palmer?
Yeah, the tight window gap.
Really small,
Yep. 5 feet.
Yeah,
Not even.
pray and hope,
Yeah.
or poke and hope, and
Try to go long in the basket.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
Way to go, Nate.
yeah, so I just want to give myself a little pat on the
Dude,
back.
you're so good.
Yeah, you deserve it for that one.
So the leaders of the night, guys were shooting really well. Scores were high. It was a ton of fun. We had great weather that day too.
Yeah.
Christian and Sean tied for the lead at neg 14. And then Dylan and Nicholas
Shooters.
Shamataro
Lefties.
tied for the lead at neg 14. And then you see a bit of a drop there. A 3-stroke drop to John Vestal, Zach Pesta, solid squad, came in third, tied with Steven and Garrett. And we can go down the list, but lots of names that you don't typically see at the top of the leaderboard really shining. So I thought that was really cool. Any other kind of storylines
That
for
one,
that
we
night?
had a couple of, yes, we did have, I want to say it's when you throw from the road, it's like 650 from the longs.
16?
Is
You
it-
talking about the
Or
Not
is it-
quite, no, it's-
13? No,
because we throw from the road
11.
twice.
I think it's 11. I think it's 11. It's because
Par 4?
par 4.
Yeah.
And you play from the longs, but the B pool plays from the shorts. However, there's the big, I don't want to call it a ditch, but it's the long
Hazard.
grass.
Yeah, I call
the
it a hazard
area.
area. Yeah.
So we marked it off as a hazard. You play as hazard if you want. And Zeke played from the shorts, but it's still a bomb.
Yeah.
Threw it over, parked it. It wasn't
So-
a 10-footer. He parked it for the eagle. That was the only eagle. Yeah, it was a bomb. That's what I'm saying.
So I was hoping to get backstory.
That's a
So
bomb and a half.
It was crazy talk.
I was hoping to talk to Zeke about that, and you got a little inside scoop on that. How did that happen? Like, what was it? Were you on his card?
No, I just looked at the card and just kind of asked him. He's, oh, yeah, I just threw it.
Did he throw a buzz like he usually does?
Probably.
It's 450 or something.
Yeah.
It's
So
it was way out. I couldn't tell you how, because you do kind of have to miss the big tree and then slide underneath it. But it might have just, my guess, slide right underneath the branches and just roll on up.
So it was that hole and another hole that kind of played. They weren't tied, but they kind of played the easiest. But Zeke's eagle made the difference.
Screwed it up.
And so, what other hole do you think played second easiest?
Well, that's for you. What do you think? Mind you,
I've played that course many times.
Okay.
And I think the easiest.
there was zero wind. It was
Oh yeah, I
crazy.
know. That's
Yeah.
the calmest conditions Palmer has ever been.
Obnoxious.
It played totally different too. Like it was
It's scoreable when there's no wind.
Correct.
Yep.
I'd say the only thing that makes that course tough is the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Easiest hole.
Well, the easiest hole were
It's like I think hole 9 or I'd say hole 5.
so. I guess it was kind of a trick question. The second easiest was 18, just because of how the shorts played. But I did get
yeah,
the
you're right.
easiest par 3. So I'll let you guys guess. What do you guys think the easiest par 3 is?
Mind you, I don't know if Wade
12.
knows this.
12.
So
So it wasn't
12.
12. Is 12 the arch?
Yeah.
No.
It's the island hole.
So the one that Zeke eagled, hole 11, that played is 3-2-2. So par 4, 3-2-2.
yeah.
This next one,
I'm gonna say 5.
Yeah, the
Just
willow
go
tree.
around the big tree.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
that's what
Hole 5, 2.39.
Yeah.
And then what do you guys think played the hardest? This
So
one surprised me.
13.
13.
Yeah, that's the par 4. You got to
You throw it to the
Oh.
tunnel.
That one didn't play as
um,
hard. I was surprised. I was honestly surprised.
So
That's my worst hole. I hate that hole with a passion. That
There
hole
was a
and I
few
are
birdies on the
enemies.
hole because the guys got to play shorts.
yeah.
Yeah. If you get through, if there's no wind, you can get through the gap pretty
absolutely.
easily. So
So I would say. Well, so here's the thing. The one before was it? 11,
So let me
9?
say this: all the holes averaged under par.
Yeah, everyone played well. So hole 9, you were aware. Hole 9, which is the short guy up on top of the green, we roped off as an OB. And you got to get up that little hill. It makes it pretty tough, and it's a quick.
drop off. Yeah.
So we made that one a little bit hard. I still don't think it was the hardest. You know what? I'm gonna go with that one.
It was actually hole 1.
that's what I was about to say.
It was hole 1.
No, you're right. You're right.
The tee pads are obviously drastically different, but
There's only a couple birdies on it,
yep.
even for the B pool.
And it played 2.94. And so I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, there was only 2 birdies and then maybe
Everyone
one
else
bogey.
3.
It's a
And
tough
so-
birdie.
It's
It's a
birdie.
tough starting hole, especially if you get any like a little bit of wind.
Mhm.
You're not gonna get close. I think the only time I've gotten close was midsummer last year. I got within like 10 feet. But like that's no wind, perfect conditions, and you're like hoping you get up there.
Sure,
But
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a
Play
tough,
for
it's
three.
a tough first. Like the first 3 holes of that course are tough.
Hole
Yeah.
2 is deceptively difficult.
Yes.
It's got to poke.
Hole 2 feels like you got to get it, and when you don't, it's
Right.
It's frustrating.
Super irritating, but it's not as easy get.
No, it's not. I actually more than likely half the time I end up going par all the way through hole 6. And because it's just how like tough like the front 9 can play.
Well,
you know?
and 99% of the time it's ripping wind, and
Yeah.
so you're just trying to lay up. You know, you're not really running putts.
Yeah.
And so it kind of plays like that. But it felt like a totally different course. It was like I've never played in calm conditions here, so
Yeah, it was weird.
it was really weird.
A lot of fun.
Yep.
I was pretty jealous, I'm gonna be honest. When I pulled up, I was like, there's no wind. I was like, this is the best day to play Palmer. I was like,
Sun came out for a little bit. It was beautiful.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So we'll hop back back over to Stony.
What kind of weird stats you got for Stoney?
Stony. So
So you guys are aware
I'm-
we played 13. Aaron put an incredibly small bullseye on 13,
yep.
and we played it a -1 to your stroke if you throw and land after 1 inside the initial bullseye. Then if you hit the second bullseye, just no penalty or bonus. If you're outside the bullseye, you have a 1-stroke penalty.
Sounds confusing. If
Wasn't
you're
too
listening
bad.
to us, it may be confusing, but bear with us. Now, Stoney's pars are off, and so it was really hard to
Yeah.
get stats.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to focus in on hole 13
Okay.
and kind of give a synopsis on that. So there was only one team that landed in that center bullseye, and it was David and Caleb Carter.
Mm.
And so they were the only team that took the one that the ace. And so, and then
It's a really
step
good
back, there was 2 teams that hit that actually just made the island. And so it was no other than Wade
Oh,
and
okay.
Tom, and then my dad, Tim East, and John Vestal. And so, not teams that you would suspect. I just suspected more teams
Sure.
to be able to hit it. You're talking about a 160-foot hole.
Yeah.
You should be able to park it.
140, yeah.
Yeah.
You should park it every time.
Park it every time. And
Yeah, I skied mine. Skipped off in the nasty.
yeah, you threw a slammer. I was a little confused on what you
Well,
were trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to talk about it.
I gotta shout out Tom for actually hitting
Man.
it because
That's his shot.
Yeah,
Listen.
it is.
Hole 3 at Palmer. I'm playing with Nitz, who was playing with Tom as Aaron and Tom were on a team. Hit the right gap. Perfect little flex. 10-footer.
Did he hit? He's just a fairway hitter. He hits fairways consistently.
Had a boy.
That's all you need. That's a partner, man.
yeah, you can tell he's been putting in the work.
Yeah, he has.
So, my card, I was with Hawks. There was really one highlight that stood out. First of all, Garrett and Hawks were playing well, but
Yeah, we
I
did
felt
okay.
like you guys kind of got a boost by a throw-in. It was about 200. Would you say 200-foot throw-in? It was a sidearm throw-in. It felt like an ace, and
Yeah.
there was no chains involved.
We don't need chains.
We don't need chains, and it was like a that just happened moment. So it was pretty cool. Anything like that happen on your card, Wade?
No, I didn't have anything crazy like that. Just Zach Pesta and Steven what is it?
Demick.
Demick.
Demick,
Demick.
yep,
Thank you. Those 2 boys were tearing it up.
Yeah.
They were throwing the disc well, putting the disc well. So it was fun playing with them. And
I was-
Zach's been doing really good the past 2 weeks, man.
I was looking at the leaderboard. I was looking at the teams that were there. I suspected them to do really well. I was kind of disappointed that they didn't do better, just because both their forehands and both their backhands are very versatile, and they're very usable. And so the fact that they couldn't produce a better round, I'm going to call them out right now.
News.
Little disappointed. I felt like that was the power duo when it came to just being able to dice up a course. Both avenues, but ultimately they didn't get done. With Zach Stepper, Stevens automatic from inside the circle. I wish I could have watched to see what was happening because it didn't feel right.
They didn't get off the tee a couple of times, and I think that's really what led to them not getting the birdies on some holes. Where like they're just playing for par, and that's what we're ultimately. I think they had at least 3 holes where they could have gotten more strokes on the field. I know they took a bogey on a hole, but they shouldn't have taken a bogey. Like hole, what was it, 15 longs? That's a tough hole. which is like the
Yeah.
S line
Yep,
through
yep, yep.
the woods.
Oh yeah.
That's a tough hole. And they took a 4 and we took a 4, but
Yeah.
they were coming out like chucking. And
I mean, they should have played aggressive. They can both put a move on a disc, so
yeah.
that's cool. All right. Well, we'll. I think we covered all of Stony. Any last things you guys want to cover for Stony?
It was wet and rainy.
Yeah, I was about to
And
say
cold.
it's cold.
There was a bit of confusion in the beginning, but we overcame that.
Yeah, it's possible one of us up here didn't sign up.
Okay. And
Oh, who? Yeah, you.
It's possible.
it's possible. Okay. And then
I caused confusion. I apologize.
Made us redraw the cards.
classic. So we got Wade on the podcast. It feels natural. We ask him some questions.
Oh yeah.
Wade, why don't you tell us about yourself and maybe tell us about how you got into disc golf?
Okay. I'm 22 years old as of last week. I'm a senior in architecture at Lawrence Tech in Southfield. I just recently got into disc golf 2 years ago, so like 2021 during COVID. My roommate actually was the one that got me into disc golf. He hadn't really played that much. He'd played back home a few times here and there, and like during COVID, we were just locked in our rooms at school. So it's like, all right, let's go ahead and do something. Let's go have some fun with some friends. Or it was more likely just me and him. And
So, hold on, I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt. Why is your roommate not playing with us?
we're not friends anymore.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Carry on.
Yeah, we're not.
Apologies.
Yeah, if we were still friends, maybe I'd bring him around.
My
But
bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Axe is always
It was
trying to
actually
bring up
it was actually us living together is why we aren't friends
Oh,
anymore.
okay, I
But,
understand.
yeah, honestly, it stuck with me. The minute I like touched the disc, saw the fly of the disc. Like I've played baseball my entire life. I played college baseball up until last year, and like I don't know, disc golf just does something different to me. Like I just love the sport. I love like the competitive nature that you get with it. I think me and you've talked in length about like the mental and just the love for this game. Like there's a lot of love for this game, and I just want to do as much as I can for it.
That's awesome. So,
Speaking of which-
kind of transition into go.
No, I was going to say, speaking of which, carry
Yeah,
on. I apologize.
transition into how you got connected with us. I know that was this is kind of a happenstance, but kind of worked out really well.
Yeah, it really did. Going back to Zach, I met Zach Pesta in November at the Palmer tournament. We played on like our first card together, and me and him just bonded like instantly. And like at the end of it, he was like, "Yo, we got this league. We're doing a putting league in a couple weeks. Like, you should come out." And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" Like, I want to get better. I met
Yeah.
you guys, and I was like, "Dude, this is my people. Like,
Yeah.
these are the people I want to be around. I love being around you guys."
That's awesome.
I look forward to my Tuesdays. I gotta say, please.
I'm telling you, you and me alike, brother.
yeah, they've become one of my favorite days. So.
Yeah, they are.
And it was kind of fun because Zach didn't come to putting league, and so you came out and took a risk. I mean, it's not easy putting yourself out there with new people, whatnot. So it was awesome to see you come out, and whatnot. And then from there, you kind of just meshed in really well. So obviously got hooked into Discord, and Discord does it.
Does a number of when you're a very talkative person. I think like my extrovertedness like really shined when meeting you guys. I was like, oh, people that like disc golf, like oh my gosh.
Yeah, we can talk this and whatnot.
Or it's like back at school, I'm like that one weird dude that plays disc golf like all the time,
Yeah,
So being around like-minded people always helps.
cool.
Now, can I ask, did you know Nicholas and Christian? Did they get connected?
They did get connected through me. I actually played with them in the fall, their Wagner League that they always play in.
Okay.
And I was out during the putting league, like playing around disc, and I saw them out there. And I know these two kids are phenomenal disc golfers. I knew that they would really mesh well with the group, and I know that they'd really like enjoy the putting league. And I was like, you guys need to come out and play because
Yeah.
like these guys are always out there fighting and
Got
like
it.
playing hard. And I was like, yeah, these two people are. I didn't really know them that well then, but now I know them very well.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
Great people.
Yeah, when they entered our putting league, they put us on notice. We're like, oh crap, these guys are for real.
Yeah, man. they came ready to show up.
And they did.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Down. Okay.
Yeah, cool. And then, we know you got this course coming up, and I'll let you have the floor. Tell us a little bit about it.
So I'm designed an entire disc golf course. Redesigned a disc golf course at Lawrence Tech. Devil's Creek Disc Golf Course is the official name of it. Currently, we have the first 9 holes in. Tee signs are probably going in next week.
Now,
Whenever
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt. You have the
Front 9 in.
Baskets, tee pads,
We don't have tee pads. We have
Okay.
grass and some
Okay.
flags. But
Okay.
9 baskets are in place.
officially cemented in,
Yes.
not moving.
Not moving. On UDisc too, so you can find it on UDisc and play it.
Okay.
May 12th, my back 9 baskets will be in.
Okay.
Finally, we had a little snafu. Going through like getting a whole course done, you have to go through a lot of different people at my school, and everyone actually told me when I was first doing it, like it's very hard to get things done here at Lawrence Tech. It's very hard to get things like accomplished, get things like moving through the process. There's a lot of people you need to jump through, a lot of people that need to get like approval. The school architect was actually the main person I needed to like get everything approved, and like everyone's like, well, he doesn't answer emails. I was like, okay, sounds good. Where's his office?
Yeah.
And I found the guy's office on our campus and like went knocking and
Yeah.
barged into his office. And I was like, hey, I sent you an email like today. Can you help me get this moving? And like kind of just trying to not like step over people's heads, but try as much to like push what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I think like showing them like the initiative I took to like contact everyone and like meet with everyone about it. They like, okay, this kid's serious. And it helped actually get it done. I was very
Yeah.
impressed to even get it done within a year.
That's awesome.
I didn't even until right now put it together, although I didn't know you were going to school for architecture.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense now that you're going through that almost obviously as a love for disc golf. Sure. But outside of that, you're actually designing something. No, it's not a building or anything, but architects are involved in, correct me if I'm wrong, pretty much designing everything.
Yeah. No, exactly.
So that's pretty neat. Good on you.
So you just created a course. What's something that you didn't expect you would run into? What are some obstacles that you're like,
People forgetting to put in the purchasing order.
okay,
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
So
not
on
good.
May 3rd, the purchasing order was supposed to be submitted to DGA to purchase the baskets.
Okay.
That was never sent. Even though they did on their end have a sent receipt, the guy that actually works for their purchasing for DGA never got the order. So nothing was ever done. Honestly, at that, no one ever reached back out. No one reached out to me.
It was just silent.
Sure.
Yeah, it was just silent. And that was the beginning of April. I was like, hey, when are the baskets going to be here? And he's like, email them, ask. And he was like, yeah, no, that never happened. So I had to get all that done. So that's why the baskets are coming in late.
Sure.
But that was one thing I was not expecting was like the only people that really cared, you can tell, who cared about the project, like me. And like finding that like if you don't check in, make sure that people are doing their jobs and like checking back in, it's a huge thing.
yeah,
That's
And that was like the one thing I didn't like expect. Not something I'm really familiar with, but definitely like was the main challenge.
Yeah, you would expect when you say, hey, I'll do this,
Yeah.
they're going to do it.
I know.
That's fair.
And then what's the name of the course?
Devil's Creek Disc Golf Course.
Disc golf course.
It was actually originally named that. The last time it was redesigned by Bart Kowal. I'll say his last name.
We're good with
Yeah.
that, Bart.
Yeah, he's a Discmania pro now. He went to LTU, designed the course before they put it on the football field. When that happened, they took out 5 holes, never put them back in. Baskets got stolen.
Oh, dang.
So then we only had like 14 baskets, and
Kind of weak.
Were you dealing with a smaller piece of land?
actually, so the first
before?
course was like built on the outside of the campus, and basically you're throwing into the lodge if you miss the fairway, or you're hitting a car in like the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I proposed to move the entire course inside of campus to the Circle Drive, which is some land that the university is trying to acquire to expand the campus and make it larger in a couple of years. But I wanted to do that so that the students living on campus could at least see something more than just like what's there. Lawrence Tech or in Southfield, there's not a lot to do. Not a lot.
Sure.
Any disc golf course is 20 minutes in either direction. Palmer is like 15. But not one in Southfield or anywhere near us. And I was like, okay, like if I put it in front of them, maybe this will bring more eyes to the
Sure.
sport or like bring more people out. Already having a lot more people engaged. I have like up to 10 people in my club.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is huge. I had started off at like 4 and now we're
Okay.
up to 10. So it keeps growing.
Okay.
hopefully next year we can expand to play other universities.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm working on it.
Oh, didn't even think about that.
Working on doing something of that too.
Yeah.
Maybe at one point get a team together. Like, I don't know.
I played the most when I was in college. Like, that was the most I've ever
Yeah.
played, just because we had a course like 4 minutes from campus.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know, it's cheap, it's easy, and it's fun. So,
Exactly. My goal is to like host clinics in the fall and like just like have discs. Maybe I like reach out to some companies to get some discs sent out. So I'm like trying to host clinics to bring people on. Like honestly, most of my people in my club are freshmen, people that have just come to the university like wanting to get more friends. And like,
Yeah.
it's a very small university. There's only like 3,500 students there.
Okay.
I think giving this the students more something to do on campus is like something that will greatly improve like everyone there, but also like just the health and well-being of the people. And
Sure.
that's like my main factor was I really wanted to give something to the university to like truly improve the experience.
Absolutely.
And I think like that's something that's been lacking over like my at least 4 years being there.
Sure. So, does the course, you say it's on campus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are people at risk of getting hit when I'm playing?
Only on the third hole, if Aaron's told you about it. The third hole is
There's
probably the
only
hardest
one.
hole in the course.
Okay.
You might hit a building or a window.
All right.
So just maybe throw something more stable. Don't throw it too fast, and you'll be fine.
just throw
Okay.
better.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
be better.
I mean, there was one disc that's already on the roof, so at least like it's my disc. You know,
So no biggie.
I donated to the course, so hopefully no one else does it.
100%. It'll be another Aaron Nitz story where he goes and finds the disc on a roof on his college campus.
Yeah, I know that story's crazy.
Classic.
Interesting. Well, that's,
All right, so
that's
we'll
cool.
we'll come back to league. You have been coming to our league for now, I don't know, 9 weeks for the season, whatnot, and you've been
Yeah.
connected for longer than that. But what's one thing from an outsider's point of view that you would change that, from our point of view, we don't see that you see? If that makes sense.
I would say new players coming in and like understanding like where they fit sometimes. Like some players that come in, like I don't know. I think just having players start off in like certain groups, like I definitely think players need to prove themselves before like getting placed in spaces like in certain levels per se. I also think that it's way bigger than it was like last year than you guys were saying. I think like definitely like I know we talked about it before the podcast, but like A, B, C, and D groups I think would like greatly improve like everything because I feel like I'm not like an A some days, like I'm more of like a B because
we have a ton of guys in that high B range that
Yeah.
would just be just to put them in their own category.
honestly I agree with that because there's like I feel like we were saying this too, like if you're having power and you're throwing like short shots like and like discing down, like your consistency loses, but like if you're like knowing that you can throw that 350-foot distance like with a driver, like and you're consistent at it, you should be playing from like the longs or like it makes those holes more challenging for those players. And I think like when you are able to give a good divide between like the levels, it really like evens it out. I honestly like the one real reason that makes me keep coming back to you guys is I love how you guys run the league. I love how you guys actually split up the like league. I think like actually like doing it based on like skill level rather than just like everyone plays in the same pool. Like whatever random draw you get, you're stuck with that person.
Sure.
Honestly, I like playing with like C players. Like Greg's awesome, Tom's awesome. Like I love playing with those guys, and I really think like no one does it better. Like they haven't found the correct way of doing it. I think you guys do a really good job of it.
I think I know we talk about just focusing on culture, community, rather than because a lot of leagues get caught up in the payouts and the competitiveness and whatnot. There's competitiveness there, but it's not the focus. So that's kind of our goal.
Or it's that old disc golf mentality, you know, like the older generation of disc golf that like people are just out there to party and not get better. I think like that when you're around like Garrett of like younger guys like coming out now and playing, like I love seeing like younger generations, like kids that are in high school coming out. Awesome. Like I want to see like these younger guys. Like I wish I was like got into disc golf when I was younger because like I would never have stopped playing. Like I would be still playing like 15 years or something, you know?
For sure. And so kind of a fun question, kind of finish off the interview with you is what's your disc golf pet peeve?
I think my biggest pet peeve, and I'm like at fault of this, but like if we're playing a competitive round, you know, and I think someone on like the Yuli and like Brody podcast talked about this, but when you're playing like in a competitive situation with someone and they go up take their disc and like try to putt it.
Okay, yeah.
And it's not their putt, and they just are like throwing the disc up to like the putt. And like I do that sometimes, but like when we're like playing like the league, I'm not gonna like throw my first shot like or like a joking shot at the basket. Like my first putt's my first putt. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like when I'm playing like more like competitive rounds and people are doing that, I'm like, come on, man. Like that. I don't know. I think
That's fair.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, it's just disc golf.
Oh yeah.
Come on,
I'm like,
man.
but you're talking score, man. And
Yeah.
like you said we were playing a match, not
Yeah.
for fun.
100%. So we'll transition into probably the most anticipated segment of the night. The people have been asking for it. The people are excited for it. It's what the people want. Hawks' top 20 power ranking.
You got to give the people what they want.
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
Don't fight the algorithm. It's coming for you.
Just a heads up, all of you who are in disagreement or arguing with it,
It's healthy, but just know that it comes from an algorithm. You
it's
can't.
wrong.
It's working.
It's
the algorithm is working right now.
Yeah, it's and we almost had a little bit 2 weeks in a row when you got a winner by 3 and a winner by 4. It kind of those guys are messing with the algorithm a little bit. Just saying,
Yeah.
it's still working.
There's some guys fighting. That's what they are.
Yeah, they are. They are really fighting.
They're fighting.
And there's
The top guys are shining right now, actually.
100%. And the adage of there's a lot of golf left. There's not a lot of golf left. I only got 2 more weeks.
Nope. I'm still hoping for my golf to come out. But
All right, well, in time.
Texas Nate.
I do want to say, I do want to mention this. You haven't been to an ace race yet.
No, I've not.
Those
I've
are
actually never
blast.
been a part of an ace race, so I'm excited.
So ours are a little bit different. A little bit. Just we're going to cook out and make a big deal of it and have burgers and stuff and go throw
How,
frisbees.
how you should do it.
yeah.
It's a blast.
So go ahead, Doc.
I apologize.
Get us going.
All right, power rankings. Here we go. Number 20. Down 4 as he did not show up, Mr. Tony Lewis.
Shoot.
Hooray.
I didn't notice.
Oh, boy.
Dang.
Oh,
Just
Put
kidding.
Tony
I
on
didn't
blast,
notice.
man.
some fighting words.
Yeah, Tony is not going to be barging in the door again.
I know.
Like,
He's
seriously, I'm
gonna
like
start
looking over my shoulder. I was like,
dropping
where's
some
Tony
bows.
at?
All right. 19 also did not show up, Mr. Tyler. Down 4 as well.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Group was a little slim this week.
Yeah, it's nasty weather.
Nasty
and
weather, what have you.
It's May. Anyway. All right. New on the scene at 18. Starting to get some consistency out of him. Mr. Justin Monero.
Mr. Former sidearm himself, now backhander guy.
Only sidearm and now can throw both and is improving his game.
Yeah.
Good on you.
He was an A for a second there. Then he kind of took a hiatus and
Yeah.
back in. So our group has gotten better. So
Gotten better, and for him, always throwing forehand,
he went through a transition period.
it hurts. And then
Yep.
got
It's like Tara Labrum.
doesn't feel good. No. Doesn't feel good. No, it does not. All right, number 17. He's actually up 3 from last week. Derek Vansel.
Oh, good
Attaboy,
for Derek.
Attaboy. Those
Yep.
guys are. Justin and Derek played together today. They didn't do great, but they did well enough to move up. If that makes sense.
Yep. 100%.
Uh,
And they're showing up.
And they're showing up, even in the nasty weather.
Yep.
I talked to Jack Burnham today.
Oh, did you?
I told him
Was
how
he there?
No,
Okay, I was going to say. I
it
didn't
was
see
the
him.
weather. He pulled a nick on us.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna
His
have
dad
to,
was there.
Listen, his dad called him for me so I could tell him how disappointed I was.
We're disappointed in you, Jack.
Come on, Jack. All right. Up 1 from last week, Mr. Zach Ellis.
I'll go off.
Boy. He's still playing. Got to be consistent.
The man is out there in shorts. You got to give him some props.
I will say that. That dude's a weirdo. Well,
He's resilient.
Anyone that wears shorts in the cold, come on now.
come on, man. All right. 15, down 5, Mr. Wade.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Cut you deep, eh?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I haven't been putting well.
Yeah.
That's just
If you're not showing up, you're not showing up.
it's true.
Oh, man.
14th, Nate sees it. Down 3, missed a Nate.
Joining me, man.
I mean,
Joining me.
he's playing well, but everyone else is just playing better.
Yep. Not
That's just
playing
what
my
it
best
is.
golf right now, so that's the way she goes.
That's the way she goes. Big winner for this evening. One of 2 big winners. Nicholas. Again, I'm not going to butcher your last name, Nicholas. Well done. He's up 5 to 13th.
Go off.
He's been pretty volatile. up and down, moving high numbers and moving down low numbers, or high numbers and high numbers and high numbers. Very.
When it's
The
warm out, I'm
algorithm
scared.
has to really work to keep him in the top 20.
Yeah, you gotta. It's trying hard.
Yep.
But well, then he puts in performances like this.
Yep. And he
Right.
only needs 5 weeks. And so, that at the end of the season.
He'll be there. All right. Down 4, failed to show up. Into 12th, Mr. Ian Kumpela. He kind of put it in the chat when we asked people to put it in the chat, and I ignored it.
It's okay.
That's my bad. It's Kumpela, right?
Yeah, he'll be back for next season, but I just this season
He's
was
doing
kind
stuff.
of
He's busy.
He knew he was going to be on and off, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
the algorithm doesn't know that, but the algorithm will know when he gets back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
All right. Into 11th, down 2, Mr. David Watkins.
Oh.
Shot decent today, but I think he's in the same boat as you are, Nate.
Did he get any points for hitting the bullseye, being the only guy to do that?
Oh,
He
we
should.
didn't
He should.
talk
He
about
should.
that. We might have to. Who was his teammate, Mr. Tom?
Tom was Wade's partner.
Oh, yeah, Tom played with
It
you.
was
Caleb Carter.
He played with Caleb. You know what? I'll have to consult the record keeper
The
and
algorithm?
figure that out. No, that's not algorithm. That's just, it should go into it.
Oh, you
Personal
talking about
notes.
the actual points?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, we'll look into it, Dave. Go work. Here's the issue. Remember at the beginning of the season, my prediction was Dave was going to do terrible because he couldn't show up.
He
Well,
showed
that's
up-
an
he
issue
showed up
for
one-
sure.
When he does show up, he usually plays well.
Yeah.
Last week he didn't play very well.
Well,
Was he here last week?
yeah. Well, I do remember him having a slump week. Not his typical week. He's middle of the pack, which he typically
Yeah.
is top.
You don't expect David to be middle of the pack.
Nope.
All right, top 10. Up 3 spots, Mr. Steven Demick. He's moving into his own as he was the early prediction winner. Was he a winner predicting? Did you guys predict him to win?
I just looked at teams and I thought that he was the favorite with Zach, but I don't know if we delegated him to be the favorite.
Okay. Good work, Steve. All right, number 9. Up 5 spots from last week. I had the privilege of playing with him on my team. Almost had an ace.
Dude,
Ooh, you know when it goes
He's
right
ace
by
on
the
there.
basket and you're It's one of
yeah,
those.
I passed out.
Yeah, it was
they,
one of
had to-
those.
they bring me back to life.
Anyway, Mr. Garrett, up to 9.
Dude shows up to play, and he's the most valuable C player out there right now.
Ooh, that's bold. That's bold take.
That's a very hot take.
I don't think
I like it, though.
anyone would argue with it.
Well,
He's
I would like to see him one more week prove it because last week Zach and I were tearing it up.
Zach Ellis.
Yeah.
He was
sure.
making putts at the
just
Spindler
saying.
tournament, the
Yeah.
Zambia tournament.
I suppose I haven't played with Zach Ellis in a little bit, so
You got to see those two, and both are at putting league right now. Obviously, Garrett's top spot of the C's, so you are right, and I'm not going to argue it because again, he was my teammate, my quarterback.
yep.
All right, attaboy. Down 4 spots, Christian Dolinick.
Dolinick.
This is not. There's no C. There's. I don't.
Wait, you
Dolinick.
got that down, Dolinick?
Dolinick.
Wait,
Oh, okay.
wait, no.
I think so. I think it's Dolinick.
We're going to
I
go with
don't-
that because it's way
yeah.
easier to say. I'm all trying to be phonetic. But Christian did not perform as well as he would have liked, so he dropped a little bit.
It's okay.
Up 5, big winner for today's round. Mr. Zeke Nitz into 7th.
He said enough is enough. I'm going to eagle on Palmer and come out and play Stony Blue and just
Those
destroy.
guys were just guns a blazing.
I would love
night.
just to be a spectator on their card.
I was watching his disc fly from like a card or two behind. I was like, oh, that's that. That's Zeke's disc. Just seeing it like 50 feet to 100
bombs.
feet in the air. I'm like,
You look
oh.
down for a while and then it's still going. You look back
Yeah.
up.
I'm like, oh, that's Zeke.
Going to go.
That guy. Killing it. All right.
Killer.
Number 6, no change, as he played pretty well today. Mr. Dylan,
All right.
attaboy.
He's defending.
He's just holding steady.
Mr. Cheetah himself.
Yeah, lefties. Psh. All right, top 5. Staying the same. There's going to be a lot of speculation. But Mr. Nitz
Wow.
staying still at 5.
Okay.
He came out hot. He came out swinging, and he'll still probably be in the hunt in 2 weeks for top point scorer. But that algorithm doesn't care about that.
Well, Algorithm does not care about your points.
Because of
it's
performance.
about performance, man.
It's about what you did recently.
Yeah, if you perform well first 5 weeks, so
Yeah, 100%.
you know.
I don't think we need to talk about him any longer.
A lot of controversy on this one. Mr. Myself jumping up 3 spots to 4th overall. Hey man, listen.
Let's
before
talk
we-
about this for a second,
Yeah,
right?
let's go. What do you think?
So you've dropped yourself down 1 for the past, 5-6 weeks now,
Yeah, consistently.
and there's been a reason for that, correct? So
Yeah, I've been playing
you've been
average.
underperforming.
I haven't been underperforming. I have not. I've been playing very steady. People have been playing better.
So that's a good
If that
way of
makes
saying
sense.
we're in the middle of the leaderboard, right?
I'm in
Yeah,
the
that's
upper
exactly what he's saying.
third of the leaderboard. If you look back the past few weeks, upper third.
Okay. Okay.
Fair?
I'll give you that.
All right. Appreciate it.
But let's pretend that you dropped yourself down 1. And so that has to count for something. This isn't just a relevancy.
No, this is, yeah, it's very accurate.
And so I
extremely-
also want to highlight
Extremely accurate.
that you had a top 10 player
Mm-hmm.
in the power rankings on your team this week.
100%.
And arguably the most valuable C player on the planet,
Okay.
in Garrett Landry.
100%.
And so
Per the power
do you
rankings.
think that had a play in your performance this week to push you up the leaderboard, which you didn't? You took second. You didn't take first,
Where we got second.
and you pushed yourself. And I'm not. I know it's not you
You're
as
just
the algorithm.
curious. Yeah, you're
I
just
know
curious
it's not you as
how
the
it
algorithm.
works.
I'm just wondering.
That's fair.
I'm trying to decipher on how you got
So,
3.
absolutely. Me personally, I agree with you.
Okay.
With the teammate that I had, obviously, number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We absolutely played into me jumping up 3.
Okay.
I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah, I just think we need in order for someone to move up in the rankings, and we've talked about this before, in order for someone to drop down, like Aaron was at
Sure.
1, in order for him to drop down from 1,
Yeah.
he had to have been beaten 2 weeks in a row.
Well, because, and here's the reason why, if you go back to the weeks, he was crushing it. He had 2 wins out of 5 weeks. And,
Sure.
and the other 2, he had like second places. So you're going to hold the top spot when you play that consistently for that extended period. Again, I'm guessing.
And I just want to highlight that you didn't hold that spot. Sorry, you were dropped 1 for the past 6 weeks.
Whoa. It was only like
And
3.
so you have to factor those previous 6
that's true.
weeks.
That's
in.
why I didn't move up 5.
Oh, okay, my
See,
bad.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say Garrett moved up 5, so
Yeah.
like he offset it by moving himself up 3. You know?
The algorithm moved me up. Come on. Goodness.
Okay.
Sorry, the algorithm.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
All right.
that.
Well, I'm
I got
done.
you, I got you.
I
good?
just had questions. That's all.
No, yeah. Hopefully I answered them.
You did okay.
I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know.
I'm just trying to ask the questions that the people would want to know. You know
And
what
the
I'm
people
saying?
People are
probably
asking me
want to know
questions.
that. And listen, I can only speculate. I plug
Sure.
them into the computer, and the computer spits them out. I mean, it's +3. I don't know what to tell you.
It does feel weird arguing with the algorithm. So let's move
Yeah,
on.
it's it is
never
what
gonna
it
win.
is. I mean, goodness. All right, down 2 as he did not. I think his girls had some play, and that also kept Benny out. But Sean is down
Sean Clancy?
to 3rd.
Fancy
he didn't,
Clancy.
He didn't drop below me because he's played way better the last 3 weeks. That's my.
I tell you what, for being at your daughter's concert, he was pretty active on Discord.
Yeah, I will say him and paying attention to what his kids are doing. I didn't see. I saw a lot. Yeah, exactly. I saw a lot of action on the old Discord.
Yeah, so
Oh, boy.
I commend him for staying involved, but I wish he would have been in person. So maybe next week we'll see him again out there, and maybe he'll get the top spot even if the
Well,
algorithm.
he's got some work to do. I
aligns.
think he's got some work to do.
Oh, but you're not the algorithm.
No,
right?
I don't know. I just plugged it in the computer, like I said.
Sure.
All right, up 1, Mr. John Vestal,
Oh, Johnny V. Love to see it.
which means we have a new heavyweight champion of the world,
Oh my goodness.
as I like to say.
It's
up
happening.
1 spot from last week. The grievous oversight from like 5 weeks ago, Mr. Zach Pezda.
Go off.
Deserved.
Yeah, you
very
think so?
Very deserving.
Yep.
Okay.
He's been coming out like watching last week and the week
Yeah.
before. Stellar. It's just it's the subtle increases, you know.
he's performing like a proper golfer,
Yes.
Okay.
and he has the dependability of an A player,
Okay.
but has the reputation of a B player, and so he's at the top of the Bs, and he's getting good. He gets any B, and then he can do well. And so I love seeing Zach up there. I think he deserves it.
Let me hit you with some numbers,
Go ahead.
or just one number. I have Zach, mind you. Sean, the last 3 weeks, not counting this week, had scored 48.5 points.
Well, are we transitioning into points?
I'm just hitting you with some numbers.
Okay,
we
sorry,
can
my
transition into points.
I think that was our next thing. So,
All right, cool. We're transitioning into points. So Sean has been carrying over 48.5 points.
so I think we should give some insight into what points we're talking about.
I'm sorry.
We are
These-
talking about
good call.
the 2023 spring season point totals. And so we're far enough in the season to start predicting who's going to take the season down. And so for those that don't know, we used your best 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So we still have 2 more weeks at Riverbends, at Stony Greens to still be played. But up till now, we're going to start, I don't know if you got this week's in.
I have not done this week's yet.
Okay, so we've only got 7 weeks, but it's still good to talk
Yeah.
about it
Yeah.
and start doing some.
So based on that, and here's my expectation from the algorithm, is Zach has scored 45 points in the last 3 weeks, obviously propelling himself in one of the top 3. I think Nicholas Donisic, Dolinik, my bad, 45.5. Sean, 48.5. Ian didn't show up, 45.5. Those guys are killing it. Well, except for today for Christian. Sorry, dude. But you can have an off week. That's why you do 5 points. 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
So as of right now,
Through 7 weeks.
through
not
7
including this
weeks,
week.
I apologize, through 7 weeks, Sean has a whopping 93 points. That's 11 clear of Aaron Nitz at 82.
And for those that don't know, you get points by how many teams you beat. And there's other bonus points, but that's the general premise of it.
When you win a week, you get 2 bonus points. If you tie the win, you only get 1. That pot is split.
Yep.
And then when you win side games, longest putt, CTP, you're going to score points. When you hit birdie fun, it's an extra 3. When you hit an ace, it's an extra 5. And those are all added outside of your total score. So if I have a garbage week and score 1 point, but hit an ace, the 5 will still add into my end points. So that's how it's working. So Sean's best 5 is at 93. Mind you, he has 8 bonus points. So when you win a week, it's 2 bonus points. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're competing for bragging rights and your name on a trophy. That's
Name
it.
on a
That's not
trophy.
really.
Well, you get cemented into
That's your disc golf Hall of Fame. Really.
disc golf in the Woods Disc Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's true.
And ultimately, this league doesn't show any signs of stopping. 20, 30 years from now, you'll be known as one of the champions.
It's true.
So,
Yeah, your name will be cemented in history on that trophy.
cemented as history.
We're going to put it on the internet, and the internet is truth.
Yep. And so that's what's going to happen.
So, again, Aaron's at 82. Third place is Nicholas at 80. Tyler's right behind him at 79. Zach Pesta is at 79. And the way Zach's been playing, Sean, you got to watch yourself. Call me crazy.
That's going to be a battle. It's going to be fun to watch. I think we're all anticipating a fun battle there.
Yeah. So, some other notables. There is Wade, 57.5. You're still in the hunt.
Ish.
I've had some off weeks.
Yeah, had some off weeks. And that's okay.
We
It
came on fire in the
happens.
beginning, but now kind of cooled off.
Yeah, 15 and a half. Yeah, you got some work to do.
Yeah.
It'll come.
We'll come back.
Let's see where Nate is. I think I gotta go way
I don't know.
down.
Yeah. I don't think we should even talk about me right now.
Way down. Yeah, I can't even find John.
Am I reading clear that Tim East is above Nate East?
What? Did I see that right? I see Nate East at 49 and a half.
Oh, no. Tim's right down there.
Tim's a little bit lower.
Dang.
43, but he's close.
Yeah, we'll get him close.
Yeah, so Sean's his 8 bonus points is truly helping him. And my early season prediction of Zeke has 7 bonus points. Like I said, Zeke's here for the money.
Yep.
He made that long putt at Veterans second week. That like 60,
Yeah.
the 60-footer to the
Yeah.
elevated basket. I was like, dude, because I saw Christian, or no, I think Nicholas had it first. And then Zeke
And
just
he was
comes in,
a couple
just,
feet past.
yeah, a couple feet past, and that was
Crushes
already a
it.
lengthy putt.
That boy Zeke.
So who do you think's going to take it down? Who do you think's taking down this season, Hawks?
I'm sticking with my 3 week ago prediction of Sean Clancy.
Interesting.
B player.
Are you interested in my prediction?
What you got?
I called him out for it. I told him go out and take this thing.
Who dat?
I told Zach Pesta to go out and take this thing. I think he's going to be a dark horse pick here. I think he's going to come in from
Bro.
behind, and no one's going to see him coming.
He's no longer a dark horse.
Well,
I think when he comes from behind, he is going to be a dark horse.
fine.
You know?
Fair enough. Wade, who you got?
I'd like Nick's Pitt. Nick's Pitt. Pick. I can't say pick, man. Zach Pesta. I think Zach's going to take it down. Honestly, he's been climbing the leaderboard. I think every single week he's getting better. When you're seeing him in the top 3 past 2 weeks or so,
It's fair.
you know that something's coming. He's on a roll. He's doing good. We go to the next course, River Bends. I think he's pretty familiar with it.
we're playing this course with shorts on them. These guys are
Yeah.
going to shred.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit you guys with this. If you remember, early on, there were predictions of Steven Demick.
Ooh, that's a
And
dark horse
Steven
pick.
just kind of forgot how to play disc golf for 3 weeks.
Yep.
Are you now doing the new Madden curse on Zach Pesta?
Where's Steven at right now?
That's a good question.
Curious. Because he's been finishing well recently.
Mind you, I did not blow this up large because I have no good answer. 56 and a half
Okay.
at 93 the top. So he's
Actually,
gotta
I'll
work
take
on
my
it.
pick back. Just so I'm not like taking the same pick as me.
All right, who you got?
I say Christian.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Because he can have an off week and it's not going to impact his score.
exactly. And him and Nicholas both have been winning, and I can see either of those two coming from behind to take it.
Yep.
Okay.
I like those. They're both in Zach's position, high Bs. You give them these short holes, they're going to shred. So
I'm going to pick on a couple guys here. You guys are right. Garrett Landry at 66. He is the top C player. Zach Ellis, 57 and a half. He's right behind him as the next C player. So those guys are...
where's Michael Thomas at?
Michael Thomas, where are you, buddy? He is sitting at 43 and a half. So he's still there as well.
Okay.
He's still competing. So, and then Gregory is 41 and a half. So just a few points away.
Gotcha.
So you guys are right on the current rolling into week 8. Garrett is the top C player.
I really like Garrett. I as an A player, I love a guy who can putt.
Sure.
And give me 2 good putts.
Sure.
But I feel like we've talked about Garrett quite a bit, and so move on from there.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't need more boost.
His
Enough of that.
his ego's through the roof already.
Enough of that guy.
So we'll. So
All
I think any more touches you want to do on points? I'm excited to see what happens when these next points
I'm
get
good.
inputted. But
I'm good.
Okay, we'll do the drawing now. So go ahead and.
Well, what are we giving away?
Ooh, is
Hey,
that
listen.
that a comment?
This is by far the best disc on the market.
A little river blend.
Well, Hunter Thomas refers it as to the people's buzz.
Yeah, it's the People's Buzz.
It's the people's buzz.
That's a good way
I
of describing
like
the
that a
comment.
lot. This is a rubber blend Comet. This is from my collection. I love the Comet. And this one has seen action in 2 field throws, just like last week's.
It's been touched.
I
by
got
Hawks.
2 of these, and the other one has seen a lot of action in my bag. These will turn. The rubber blend will turn right. So when you want a disc to turn right, this is the guy. It's a little bit deep, but if you haven't thrown a Comet, it'll change your life.
Honestly, it's one of my favorite beginner discs. I would recommend a Comet to anyone that doesn't know how to throw a buzz. If you need something that's understable that can like work for a beginner arm, a Comet's probably a disc or a Buzz SS.
And it's a bigger
it.
disc, so the disc does a lot of work for
a
you.
little bit bigger than your normal. It's still in the PDGA
It's more like a
official.
Frisbee.
Yeah.
Very much so. If you've come from Ultimate, everyone says
You don't have to
That's
spin
the
it
guy.
very fast to go. So that's kind of the big advantage to having a wider disc.
Yeah.
And so, Hawks, do you have the list
I have
by chance?
pulled up the numeros. Wade, you get to
Wade,
be the
you
guy.
get the honors.
I don't even know how to do
Nice
it.
and
so
slow.
You're going to have to spin to win.
Slow.
I don't know.
Does he
You're
have to go
spinning it
together?
right now. No, slowly go the other way.
Oh, other way. Yeah,
Slow,
see, it's all... Oh,
we
there's a guy.
There
So
we
run
go.
away.
We got number 6.
Ooh,
Six.
early.
Oh, this guy, it's not MVP.
He's not going to throw it.
Oh, are we talking about who I think I'm talking about?
The one and only MVP.
Yeah.
You'd actually
MVP
like
guy.
this disc.
All right. Mr. Thomas, Mr. Mike Thomas, coming in number 6. This
I'm
Rubber
excited for
Blend
Mike.
Ledgestone Edition 2021 Comet is yours.
Cool. Well,
If it
that's
makes his
exciting.
bag, I'll be shocked.
You never know.
I honestly, I think it's a perfect disc for Mike.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's fantastic. Well, I don't know how well it does for lefties.
That's true.
I said it.
Is this a lefty Comet? I know that you have to buy them separately.
Well, I haven't tried that one, so yeah. I'll
Yeah,
have
Hawk's
to.
going to know what a lefty Comet
Yeah,
feels
I
like.
got nothing. I got nothing.
All right, so I think we'll start closing out the podcast. Next week, we are going to be at River Bends.
Unless it rains for 7 days in a row.
Unless it rains for 7 days in a row, but I think we'll stick it out. I got a good feeling about
All
it.
right, fair enough.
It's supposed to be nice next week.
We're doing
Excellent.
10 through 27, correct?
Yes.
Is that 18? Or are we pushing?
There's 18 holes, 10 through 27. There will be 6 long tee pads, 5 long tee pads.
Okay.
Are those extra? Are those added in? I've only played Riverbend once.
No,
That was my first year.
It's you'll play true 10 to 27 is 18 holes, and I think we're not going to make up them. Last season, there's some controversy. Zach Pesta hit an ace. People didn't like it because it was a made-up short hole.
Yeah, you had some haters in there.
Yeah, there's some haters.
Hey, an ace is an ace in my book.
That's true.
So, scoring wise, I know you only said you played it once, so it's hard
My
to tell.
first year playing disc golf, I played over
Okay.
Bends, and I shot like 25 over.
Yeah, that's a tough one to
Yeah.
go to.
I don't think I went back after I almost got hit in the head with a disc. I was like trying to cross after like the water hole, where it was through the river.
Yeah.
So we're walking up that hole. It just had rained, like, and it was flooded. And I'm trying to traverse the water, and I look up, and all of a sudden I just see a disc like 2 feet a foot from my face, and like lands. I'm like, no one said 4.
Come on, people.
Yeah, I know.
So there's some holes in there that are very birdieable, but there's also some holes with some teeth. Hawks, do you have an idea on what scores will look like? Do we think we're getting hot scores like we saw today? Obviously not
Dude.
with the pars, but like
Listen, everyone is getting better. Our scores are my prediction is too low every single week.
yeah.
So, based on that, if I'm counting it correctly,
Especially with the shorts.
I was gonna say neg 10.
Like when I'm starting to think
I
about the
like
shorts.
10. Yeah, I'm gonna say 11 though.
Wait, you going 10?
Yeah, I'm going 10. I think 10's a solid score. I
10's a
think
fantastic score.
there'll be some that will shoot higher than that, but
Sure.
10 is something to aim for,
Sure.
especially in like a doubles format.
Mr. Nate,
I honestly say 8. I think 8
he's
is the number.
doubting everybody.
I don't.
offended.
I mean,
I
it's
just-
fair though.
I just see a lot of bogeys out there.
It's true. If you get up fairway, it can get pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's pretty
I mean,
wooded, right?
You talk about
Some holes, yeah.
back in the course. You know that big the Annie hole that really
22.
whatever that is. I'm just going through my head of all these holes and like, there's gonna be a lot of layups. There's gonna be
Yeah.
a lot of bogeys, more than we're typically used to.
I still think the winning score will be double digits.
Oh, you think so? Well, I'll challenge you on it and say neg 8.
All right. I'll get you a soda next week.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. Straight
Thanks.
up. Yeah, no
for the
problem.
soda. Cool. And then we are obviously from now on we're going to be trying to tee off at 6. So
Try to get there early.
Try to get there early.
Mr. Jeff.
Make sure you actually like check in.
Well, the good thing about it is there's no shack, so you know.
You're right.
Yeah, make sure you are checked in. I check in the morning just so I don't forget because
Yeah,
I'm
no, smart.
excited, and then I send the money in the morning so that way I don't have to worry about it. Get on the list, you know.
Doing it right. And
It's
if
a
you're
morning,
number
it's a
6,
morning routine.
Yep.
Tuesday mornings. Good morning.
Tuesday mornings. Anything we need to talk about?
I think we're good.
You think we're good? Do we have a video at the end? Do you know if we have something teed up?
Don't know, but if we do, it'll be awesome. And Benny will put it on.
Yeah, so just anticipate a video if it's there, and don't anticipate it if it's not.
Yeah. And say, Mr. Wade, thank you for coming and hang out with us.
Yeah, thank you, boys, for having me on. This has been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
It was awesome to have
I always
you.
enjoy my talks with you both. So,
Yeah, so
I'm very
this
glad
first
to be on.
podcast, I know it was kind of cool for me, my first podcast. What's it been like?
It's been pretty cool. I think I will struggle to listen to this podcast because
Sure.
I hate the sound of my own voice. So we'll see if how much I watch. But
fair.
honestly, I've really enjoyed this. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, boys, for having me, and I'm very
Good work.
excited to see it.
Cool.
Excellent job.
All right, well, we're cueing you to maybe a video, and see you guys in the next one. Like, subscribe, hit us up in the comments, if you, and then do all that kind of stuff.
Do all the YouTube things.
Do all the YouTube things. It's cool. All right,
See ya.
peace.